All right, the sixth installment of trying to make Soulcialism real. And this one's in some ways the hardest or the most mysterious, and that's how do we, if the worldview of Soulcialism is that everything is connected, and by everything I mean the four spheres, myself, other people, the world, and the divine or ultimate reality, then how do I use the two pillars of practice of Soulcialism to really cultivate the experience of imaginative empathy with the divine? How do I express compassionate action? How do I express interconnection? How do I, through compassionate action? So, experiencing interconnection with the divine through imaginative empathy and expressing interconnection with the divine through compassionate action. It's just a little more abstract perhaps for most people, although all the major religious heritages have what I would call contemplative traditions within them. That's a word that really emerged out of the Christian tradition, but they all have contemplative, meditative traditions within them that are really aimed at cultivating a way of being that either culminates, depending on the religious tradition, culminates in union or enables us to actually experience a union that already exists with the divine. And that's really more the angle that I come from. I believe we're already connected and interconnected with the divine. And so it's not that we need practices that will enable us to achieve it or earn it or find it, unless finding it means in the sense of discovering something that's already there. Like when you're looking with a child for a lost toy in a room and you find it. It's not that it wasn't there before you found it, it's just that you finally found where it was all the time. And I think our interconnection with the divine is sort of like that. But the tricky part is what it means to experience this union and interconnection through imaginative empathy, which puts us in the position of another person or being. Does that have any application with the divine? And I think it does, in two ways. First, I think that the divine's essential nature is actually love, compassion, and empathy. And therefore, any act of empathy on my part with myself, with others, with the world around me is actually connecting me with the divine empathy, the empathy that is part of the nature of the divine. But then there's a second sense, which is actually when, as with other expressions of empathy, we actually try to experience what it is to be that other person. And union actually does that. I mean, when we're in union, we actually experience life as if we are the person we're in union with. One of my favorite contemplative writers, who is from the Christian tradition, John of the Cross, describes this state of union in which what he calls the faculty of the soul, imagination and will and cognition and thinking and all those kinds of things, emotions and feelings. It's really difficult for the human to tell what acts of will are theirs and what is God's, what imaginative act is theirs and what's God's, what memory is theirs or God's, etc. And that's what I actually call empathy, is that union where it's as if I am that person. I think imaginative empathy is very much fitting to use as a description of this experience of interconnection with the divine. It may even mean taking time to pause and I wonder what this may sound really strange. What would it be like? How would everything look to me? How would I look to me if I were God? To actually put myself in the position of capital L love and look back at myself, look at others, look at the world. And I would encourage that as a practice once in a while to do that. But I'm going to focus here on compassionate action towards the divine. expressing interconnection as compassionate action towards the divine. What does that mean? Does the divine need my compassion and action? Well, it's been said that the most caring, loving, compassionate thing you can do, the most caring, loving action that you can engage in, is to simply pay attention to someone. I'll quote John of the Cross. He refers to this as loving attentiveness towards the divine. And so I've tried to express that through some love songs that I've written, because I actually think that the most powerful love songs are songs that you could sing towards a human beloved and towards the divine beloved without changing a word. And I want to do a song that is one of those. I could sing this to my wife, and I have sung it with imagining her. I could sing this as a quote-unquote worship song, an act of worship and aspiration and hope and intimacy with the divine. And that's how I'm going to sing it now. It's a song called Enough for Me. Nothing more than you. That would be enough for me. That would be enough for me. Just you. One word. Just one word. Only just one word. That would be enough for me. That would be enough for me. Just one word. One look. One look. Only just one look. That would be enough for me. That would be enough for me. Just one look. You, nothing more than you. That would be enough for me. Yes, that would be enough for me. Only you. Like I said, I think the best love songs can be sung to a human beloved or to ultimate reality, the divine beloved, and that's what I tried there. So I've given a couple of suggestions already in terms of just practice, trying to imagine ourselves as if we were the divine, but also just an expression of compassionate action. Could be that song, could be something else that you might do as a compassionate act today. All right, I'll see you next time. I've got one more installment of Making It Real, Soulcialism. Thanks.